Hi everyone, welcome to Into Enlightenment with me, Nancy. I hope you had a great time, holiday season with family and friends. Before we get started today, I went into meditation and it was pretty spectacular, and I want to share it with you. It's a message for the collective. And let me just say that when I started my meditation, I always ground, and so I went down into the earth, and I ended up going into this beautiful cave. It was very, very deep, like almost underwater, but not really. It did have like a river flowing through it, and it was full of crystals, and the energy was unbelievable, and there were crystalline beings as well there. And I asked them for a message. And before I did ask them for a message, it kind of felt Atlantean. So I felt like it was like Atlantis, part of it, the remainder of it. And it was absolutely, I just felt recharged and healed and just fantastic. And so I asked the crystalline beings for a message, and it's hard for me to read this, but it said, they said to me, enough about separation, religion, creed, and money. Soon there will be earth and its sovereignty. We will have to come together to survive the leveling up phase that we are going through. Don't look to your family or neighbor to see what they are doing. Look at yourself to see what you are doing. Is your heart full of resentment and hate? Are you willing to ask yourself, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Ego separates us from being human. No one person is right or wrong. It takes two for peace or two for anger. We can always agree to disagree. When I find fault about you or about me, I'm saying that I know better than God. This time in Earth's history and the collectives, we are here to only help each other, and if you can't help, don't hurt them, because you're only hurting yourself and cutting yourself off from the sunlight of all creation. What is it that you want to create, and focus on that? When we focus on the solution increases. When we focus on the problem increases. Ask not what your country or community can do for you, but what you can do for your country and community. May the spirit of light and love be my way of life. True to the cause, God's love shines bright into my heart, onto your soul. The gifts are free to have, not to hold. So take my hand, we'll say a prayer. God's loving grace forever is there. And that was a pretty intense message. And so what I want to do is get you to look within, ask yourself some questions about your own life, your own behaviors. And ask yourself what needs to be changed. I'm going to pull some herbal cards. I really, really like these. I shuffle half at a time. I have cut them many different ways. So let's see if any pop out, because we will have maybe one or two, and that will be something that will help you through this transition. In all our lives, everybody's going through something, and this is just a reminder. Okay, so nothing seems to be popping out, so it's the next step. Okay, so let me do this. And I am going to pull an angel card just to go along with the message that I received today for you. I'll be back to tarot readings again. The holidays just really took a lot of my time, which is fine because I was with my family and my friends. All right, last shuffle before I pick. All right, so we're going to pick one from each deck. Cutting. I left one of the inserts in this one, so. Okay, so we have Comfrey. And then let's do this one. Okay, and we have yin and yang. So we'll do the comfrey first. So see, this is what it looks like. You can zoom in when you have a chance if you care. You can also think of this herb and bring it into your own aura, your own system in meditation. The mind is so fantastic. And if you can imagine, it starts the opening of your consciousness. So comfrey is, I can integrate all that I need into my life. The physical aspect is stimulates digestion. Emotional is harmony. And mental is integration. It's an earth element, and it works with the stomach meridian and your throat chakra. So one way to get this going is to, if you're not familiar about meridians, we have a meridian that runs through our body. But you can also just do your stomach chakra and your throat chakra. And just focus on that with the comfrey in there. And then we have yin yang, and this is the central. You don't have to have all of these, but you can have either one. The yin is catnip, chamomile, feverfew, ginkgo biloba, oat straw, St. John's wort, wood betony. And that's the central part of the body, the yin. And the yang is the governing, which is cramp bark, ginger, hops, lemon balm, skullcap, a valerian. And so either one of those, or for both, if you want to balance out your heart, you can pick either one from either side and focus on that. I also want to get a angel card while we're raising our vibrational energy fields, while we're growing, while we're just thinking about maybe some things we want to change or grow in our lives. And, you know, stop pointing the finger at everybody and start taking responsibility for our own selves, even if, say, things are happening to you. I say they're happening for you. It's kind of gets you out of that victim mode. It's, you know, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And it's also a way to help other people look at some of the struggles in their lives. Okay, I'm going to be cutting these, I guess, too. All right, this is your angel card. The number is 999, and it's about release, balance, finances, success, wealth, your cycles, what goes around comes around. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you are experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to merge? That's really great. What I want you to think about in that is that you're not doing it alone, that the universe sees you, people see you. If you need help, it's encouraging you to ask for it. Yeah, while I was reading it, I was getting these images and now I can't remember what they were. This is your message for the week. Really try to listen to it again. Whatever sticks out, maybe something poked you the wrong way and you don't like it. Pay attention to that. That may be your ego not wanting you to level up. And the definition of ego is easing God out, saying that you know better than God. When, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. We're human. That's why I was saying, let's not judge wherever we're at. Observation. Expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. And that can be our own lives. That can be actually making plans for the future, really going deeper and higher, trusting and relying on a power greater than yourself. I think we've been asked to do a lot. The thing that scares me the most is while Earth is raising its vibration and shaking off all the old for the last almost 100 years of that old thinking, dogmatic thinking, changing, just so many systems breaking down because they just keep us held into like this controlled position. And now that more people are awake and are aware, we're trying to spread that to others. And when you're ready, you are ready. I will get the Master's card. And we'll finish this message with the Master's cards unless my guides tell me otherwise. I will be doing tarot again as well, and once a week a message for the collective. If it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, don't make it work if it doesn't fit. It's not for you then. But if some parts resonate, take that. Oh, Azrael. Transcendence. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your story. Isn't that wonderful? So if you need Azrael, call on him. Because your story can help someone else out, right? You can help the collective without being a victim. You can be like, this is what I went through, and this is what I'm doing now to overcome. You can still be angry, but you can still talk about it in a positive way if you choose to. And the ones that have overcome but still get that ooh whenever you hear that person's voice or a situation, know that you have healed, but our body does hold on to scars. Okay, so don't think you've taken 3 steps backwards, because you haven't. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting and following me, and I hope that I can continue to bring messages and support you where you're at on your journey of growth. And I love you all.